It is Thoma time. He is probably the most suggested character from all of you guys to build on this account. I've seen so many comments saying, oh, you should build Burning Thoma or Burgeon Thoma or Overburn Thoma or whatever it is, I don't know. There's a lot of Thoma teams that I should do because Dendro teams are very strong, but I've just never got around to building this boy here. So today is the day we change that. It actually shouldn't be too difficult because aside from obviously levels, his weapon, I think I'm just going to use the catch. I know it's not great, I'd say, for him, but we don't really have too many other options. I could put him on Dragon's Bane if I wanted more EM, which isn't a bad idea actually, but it's going to depend on his ER situation. Talents are going to be a problem because we don't have a ton of these, although we might have a lot of the golds, I don't remember. So we're going to have to look at those as well. And then finally, artifacts, which are actually going to be pretty easy because we are building Thoma on a full Dendro-based team, either this sort of team here, an Overburn team, or Burgeon, Burning, something like that. We do want him with a bunch of EM, I believe. So a Gilded Dreams would work no problems. And it just so happens that we have a Gilded Dreams set lying around. I don't know if it's going to be great because I did have one on Cookie when she was on a EM build. Although apparently I do not have a very good one because I don't have pieces. Okay, I thought I had more pieces, but apparently not. Well, I might have to look at that in a second, but I do think EM's definitely going to be our best bet. But for now, let's just work on getting him built, and that first I will need to work on his talents, which I believe we just want to do the skill then burst. And then we'll go get him leveled up as well, which I should be able to do as long as I can get the local specialties. So there we go. That is actually, we do have quite a few of the gold. That is nice. I like that. So let's go work on his levels now, get that out of the way. Looks like we should be able to go to level 80, no problems, just with a little bit of crafting of the chunks. So that enables us to get Thoma up to level 80. Books are not going to be very kind to us. Okay, well, good thing I don't think we need to get him to level 90, although he doesn't need EM, so we probably do want to max level him. We'll have to have a look at that. First, let's actually just get all of his resources. We will deal with level up books and that stuff more, all that fun stuff a little bit later. Let's go collect these things really quick. I only need another 30 of them, so it shouldn't be too bad. Then we'll get Thoma up to his last ascension and then have a look at level 90 from there, depending on if I have the level up books for it or not. Because, surprise, surprise, this video is somewhat rushed, as they tend to always be. However, this one is particularly rushed because I have to leave for my next mountain bike race of the season tomorrow, and it is currently almost 10:30 at night, so I need to get this video fully recorded and edited and scheduled to come out this weekend. Luckily, I do not need to post it today, but I still need to get it scheduled today. I need to do all of that in the next probably 4 or 5 hours or so, which sounds like a decent amount of time, but it takes me a lot more than 4 or 5 hours to get a video done. So if this video feels really rushed or is quite short, that is why I'd probably end up leaning more towards the second option. I'd probably just edit this to be kind of short, but it's going to be a very, very rushed creation of a video. I'll try my best to still make a decent amount of progress, but I will just need to make that progress relatively quickly. I've also just got back from my first car race ever, which is why I didn't do this earlier. The race actually wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite. I definitely could have done better, I felt. But hey, it was my first race ever racing cars, and it was solid. It was okay. I could have gone faster into some corners and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we just got back from that. So it's straight from one race straight to another and trying to get a video out in between that. So it doesn't leave me much time to actually get this video out. Also, there we go. That is now enough of these. So we can now ascend Thoma all the way up to level 90, or at least to his last ascension, and only get him to 84. Now, I don't believe I'm going to need to get him to level 90 for Burgeon-based stuff, although I think you might want to. However, as I literally just said, I don't have time, so level 84 will have to do. Next, let's quickly deal with your talents. Well, I only have one more of his weekly boss drop, so I think I'm just going to get both of them up to 7. I would go more, but I don't have time or resin to run the weekly boss, and I only have 2 Dream Solvents. I will go run, I believe that's Senora, when I have the time, but for now, level 7 will do. So now we deal with the artifact situation. I think Flower of Paradise Lost would actually be kind of good. It doesn't actually boost burning damage though, which is a team I will be using him in. Oh, actually, I kind of like Gilded Dreams more because we'll either get an attack boost, which if we're running the teams I'm going to run, we'll get 1 stack of the attack boost from whatever pyro characters on the team, whether that is Chevrolet or Bennett or whatever. And then we'll get 2 stacks of the EM buff, I believe is how that works. So we'll get 100 EM and 14% extra attack. I like that. I'm going to run Gilded Dreams. Now, as for the stats, as I said, I think I do want to go EM because he is going to be the main driver for Burgeon, Burning, all that teams. So I think EM, ER is our biggest bet, and then have some HP percent on there as well, because that will be good for his shield strength. Now, unfortunately, we only have 1 EM circlet, so I might get back to that. We have 0 EM goblets. We do have an EM sands. It's not my favorite, but it might work. It has HP percent on it, so we can level it up and see how it rolls. I do want to get more ER on him though, which is something that this piece doesn't have, because we do want like, I think it's like 220% ER or something. I don't know. It's quite a bit of ER because we are using his burst pretty regularly. Although we do have double pyro, and we'll probably have double pyro for most teams, but I think we will probably still need quite a bit of ER. Not a bad piece though. I'll take it. That piece will work pretty good actually. Now, that does not have much EM on it, so I'd like something else. This would be really sick if it could roll ER. Dang it. Actually, what I can do, because I'm right here, let's see if I can grab something from the strongbox. Okay, so I think I'm going to just have to go with one of the more scuffed builds, because this doesn't have any HP percent or energy recharge on it. This at least has energy recharge, or we run this to get more EM. I'm going to level this up and see how it goes, and then I will either run this or the ER one depending on how our energy recharge / elemental mastery situation is looking. I will say that is a very nice EM piece though. I unfortunately think I'm going to need to take Cookie's piece because it is quite nice, which means that Cookie is going to need to have something else. She can take Kazua's piece. All these builds are screwed up now, but that's fine. So there we go. Now Thoma is in a full Gilded Dreams set. Currently sitting at 165 ER. That is quite low. He is on the catch as well, even. Okay, well, if we swap this over to the other one, now he has more ER. 175, but only, 716 ER is not bad. If we use this piece, he will have 786. I think I'm just going to use this piece because I do think the ER is more important. Plus, we will be getting more EM buffs from Nehida, and also Gilded Dreams will buff EM after we trigger a elemental reaction by 50 twice because we have 2 characters that aren't pyro, so I think that'll go up to like 800 plus Nehida. It should be around 1,000 or so, which is pretty good. So yeah, crit ratio, we ignore that. ER is a little bit low, but it should be fine. 1500 attack. 18,000 HP is also kind of low, but again, it should be fine. I think the catch is probably going to be our best bet for now because I do want that ER. I could definitely swap him over to Dragonsbane, and then we would 100% have 1,000 EM, but we'd be way down on the ER department. So unless someone suggests something else, which there probably is another option, but not that I currently own or have built, the catch will work, so it's a decent build for now. So now it's just a matter of teams, for which I'm going to try out 3 today. There are a bunch of teams that people have suggested, but I do not have time to try out all of them. So we're only going to try out 3 today. We're going to try out this one here, which is a Overburn team. We're running a Burning team with Thoma and Chevrolet, which probably could work. I could also swap you out for Bennett, which actually, now that I think about it, might be better, because my Bennett is C6, so we get a constant amount of pyro application. I was only running Chevrolet because overload stuff, but I think Bennett will work better. Thoma is going to be doing all of the pyro application. We're going to have Nehida to drive the team, which I believe she just needs EM for that, so Sacrificial, Deepwood Memories, pretty standard build, should be fine for this. And then we have Cookie for the Electro application. So that is team number 1. It is Overburn team. It should do something, I guess. The second team is a Burgeon team, which will be something like this, with Thoma driving the whole team. We'll have Farina for the Hydro application. I believe I haven't changed your build, so you should be fine. Again, Nahida, because Nahida's on all of these teams, and Baiju for some healing. And I don't know, he can do some stuff. I like this weapon for him. This weapon will be pretty good. I probably could level it up. Yeah, I can. Hold up, let's level this up really quick. So there we go. And artifact-wise for you, we want a two-piece Varukasha Tenacity. Okay, there we go. Baiju is all built up. So there is the second team, all sorted. That will be our Burgeon team. And then finally, we will have a Burning team, which is going to be this. Because I think that should work pretty well. We can have Thoma, we can have Nahida driving the team, Baiju for, I don't know, healing, I guess, and Bennett to do Bennett stuff. I believe that should do good. I could probably also throw in a Kazuha. That's like a Pyro Swirl or something. But I think this will do good. I actually don't know. I'm just kind of throwing this together really last minute. I don't remember what all the comments said. There was quite a few teams. So, I mean, if you have any suggestions for Thoma-based teams, whether that is full DPS, Dendro reactions, whatever, let me know in the comments. I will do a video at some point going through and actually finishing him up, getting him up to level 90, sorting out his talents, getting them up to like 8 or 9, fixing his artifacts a little bit, and then maybe trying some other teams. I'll probably do that at some point, possibly. So do let me know all the teams you can think of for Thoma, and I will read through them, pick some I really like, and try them out. But for now, these other 3 teams I'm going to try out. So enough dilly-dallying, let's go get into some team messing around and see what we can do damage-wise. This is currently a 36-minute recording, and I intend to keep it under an hour so I can make it as easy as possible for me to edit this video tonight. So let's try this overburn team first. I don't know how this works, but it's a burning or Dendro related team, so we throw out Nahida first. I guess Bennett, put out Cookie. Of course he's blocking. Throw out that, and then you can do your burst. I can't really see what we're doing damage-wise. You died. Awesome. I think I'm supposed to be on-field driving with Nahida. I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work. I honestly have no clue, but Thoma is dead and Cookie is dead. I'm assuming burning kills you. Burning, in fact, does kill the active character relatively quickly. Okay, I'm gonna need to change Cookie's build. Cookie cannot be there for extra damage. She needs to be a healer. I need to build a full-on healer Cookie for this. Okay, 45,000 HP. Now we have a fully HP built Cookie. On 2-piece Varukasha, 2-piece Tenacity. All of my pieces are screwed up now. I just had to swap pieces around from Chevrolet and Yao Yao and Dory and Sijuin, so all of my builds are screwed up, but that's fine. We can deal with that later when I actually need to use the characters. But I think Burgeon or Burning or any of these base teams are going to kill us, so I need to have a good healer. We're healing 2,000 per tick with Cookie, which is good. Actually, almost 3,000, so that should be good enough. Oh my goodness, that kills you really quick. Okay, well, let's get Nahida's burst up, and let's see what this Overburn team can do. So, damage-wise, we are seeing 17,000s. I'm seeing more 17,000s. Okay. A bunch of 2Ks just from the burning. I mean, that shredded through Masanori relatively quickly. I'm not going to say it was anything exceptional, but for using Nahida as the on-field driver and this somewhat scuffed team, it's definitely something, I guess. I, again, could be using this wrong, so please let me know if I'm using this team wrong or any changes I could make. But it's definitely not bad. I think, though, it's not going to be my favorite out of the bunch. We're going to leave my favorite one, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be Burgeon, to the end because it has Farina in it, and anything with Farina is going to be good. So we're going to try out the Burning team now, which is the same concept, except now we are not doing any Electro stuff. So I assume the damage is going to be pretty similar, maybe a little bit different because we're running double Dendro. Although we are running a less perfect healer for this, I think it should be fine. I'm seeing 18,000 now from the hit of the skill. About 1,000 per normal attack from Nahida, which isn't anything exceptional, but I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. I mean, I definitely don't think it's as good as the other team. The other team definitely felt a lot better. Not a bad team, though. I do feel like I could probably make some changes to make it a little bit stronger. Also, I don't know if I should be on-fielding with Thoma and having Nahida, when she's alive, off-field applying Dendro, or if I should be on-fielding with Nahida. Don't really know. And if I should be on-fielding with Nahida, I don't know if I need to change her build at all. Well, yeah, that was not my favorite. The damage could have been a little bit higher, but it wasn't terrible, I guess, either. So let's jump to the final team we're going to try out today, which is this one. Now, I can tell you for a fact that I'm going to enjoy this team because anything with Farina is fun, and I believe this should do some pretty solid damage. However, we will need to make sure that we have a shield up for Burgeon stuff. Damage-wise, I believe on-field with Nahida to get... Ooh, 20k, hold up. We're seeing some, like, 24,000s? Okay, wait a minute, that wasn't bad. As expected, it was definitely my favorite, but 24,000s from the Burgeon stuff is pretty solid. The HP side of things is definitely not looking great. I probably should throw out Baiju's Burst because it would almost be perfect for this, because it just resets all of the time, so it will save us from taking damage from the Burgeons. And I should probably use his heal a little bit more, but I guess it'll be fine. Farina does not have a whole great source of healing for her fanfare right now, but she's just mainly here to apply the Hydro, I believe. But that was definitely my favorite, as expected. There was some like 24,000s in there, which is really good. We shredded through Masanori. How much of a boost are we getting from the artifact set and Nahida and all that? 1,200 EM. Yeah, that's kind of nice. That is a lot of EM. That's awesome. And that leads to some pretty solid damage on the Burgeon side of things. Yeah, 24,000 per Burgeon until Nahida dies. So there are some works I need to do to this team. Thoma needs to get to level 90, and I need to fix his ER situation. I might also have to go try some other teams if you guys recommend any other teams that look fun, and then also get all of those characters and anyone else fully built for those teams. But for the time being, this team's doing like 24,000 or so, which is about on par with the Hyperbloom team. Except the difference is this team can do probably a little bit more damage because we are getting Farina, which I do generally use in Hyperbloom team. But we're also getting some Vaporize from Thoma and Farina together. So it could be a little bit better than the Hyperbloom team, depending on the situation. The only problem with this team, though, is it requires a Farina, which is the case for everything. It'd be so nice if I could turn this C2 into just a second copy of Farina. Because, yes, C2 Farina is good, but I think at this point, this account needs 2 Farinas rather than a C2 Farina, because I literally use her on every single one of my teams. So if you have a Thoma suggestion that doesn't use Farina and is still really, really strong, let me know, because that would be great, because then I could not have to use Farina on the Burning team, and I could instead use her on Freeze or any of the other teams I want to use. But anyway, that is enough yapping. I believe I'm pretty happy with this so far. It does a relatively decent amount of damage, and I've finally built Thoma, which is good because he's been sitting around being unbuilt forever. This has been a 50-minute recording. Hell yeah, under an hour. I could probably get this done tonight. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you like this video, go check out the other Dendro-related team, the Hyperbloom team I built quite a while ago. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Good. Bye.